This is WJTV News Channel 12.
Emotions ran high this morning just moments after Joseph Patton was escorted inside the courtroom.
You might be able to hear that loud hissing noise through my microphone. That's the sound of natural gas pouring out of a 4-inch pipe behind me.
Fire crews have worked to put out a house fire on Watson Street.
We're here at the Perry County Sheriff's Department. We are still waiting for Sheriff Jimmy Dale Smith to come and address the media and address the public about that shooting that happened.
Fire crews are still here on the scene at Big Ten Tires in Gluckstadt after an early morning fire started just before 2 a.m. We are here on Combs Street where fire crews are working to battle a house fire. We are standing out here. One lane is reopened here on I-20 West, but the right-hand lanes are still closed down as crews work to clean up the mess behind me. A massive fire ripped through Big Ten Tires here in Gluckstadt just before 2 this morning. That's just some of the dozens of gunshots heard late last night as Smith shot at police and police shot back. Chris Thomas lives at the complex. He says he couldn't believe what he saw and heard when he got home last night.
It was unbelievable. It was just like a movie, you know, something that was put together, you know. It's just very horrifying.
Police got a call about Smith threatening neighbors, which is why they came out to the area. But neighbors say they noticed his strange behavior days before.
The young man was acting. I had told my neighbors to, you know, kind of be aware of him, and because he was just like in a rage, you know, yesterday morning. And, you know, and I worked in that field for 11 years, so I pretty much have seen that, you know, in a person before.
Police tried to reason with Smith, but he did not want to talk with them. He shot at police through his apartment door. That's when they returned fire. The gunfire continued for hours until it was brought to an end when Smith was shot and killed by police. 4 guns were recovered from his apartment. People in the area say they never seen anything like this before.
You know, it's just a sadness don't come over us, you know, because we all, you know, try to get along over here, you know, and it's real, you know, like I said, it's a quiet, you know, complex that we stay in, and, you know, and this just really just devastated us.
Family members gathered outside the courthouse waiting as Joseph Patton was led to the building. They tell me they're trying to stay strong.
I really don't have words to explain it. The only thing I want to know is why my nephew did it. And I haven't asked him why, but that's the only thing I want to know is why he take my only brother.
I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Matter of fact, I wouldn't have did that to my worst enemy, or could even fathom the fact of a relative have did this to another relative. But we're strong, we'll be all right.
I can't go to that. I can't take it, man.
Inside the courtroom, an emotional scene as family of the victim and accused faint as soon as Joseph walked in.
Get out of here! Get a leg.
He's accused of killing his uncle, 62-year-old Alfred Patton. Investigators on the stand say they found the victim at his home with an axe in his throat.
This is probably one of the most brutal homicide scenes that I've seen, and the family is obviously devastated. To complicate that devastation and those emotions, this was another family member that perpetrated this crime. So, you know, our thoughts and prayers are with this family as they go through an incredibly difficult time in their life.
Patton had been living with his uncle on and off. Investigators say he tried to take out a life insurance policy on his uncle and found papers with Patton's handwriting that prove it. Another key piece of evidence, surveillance video not being released at this time, that investigators say shows Patton buying an axe from the Home Depot.
It's tough to look at.
Firefighters were called out early Thursday morning to Big Ten Tires after a fire started at the shop. The owner says he found his business was on fire while watching the news.
I woke up this morning and had received a text from a friend that lived out this way and said he was sorry for the store being burnt down. I really didn't know anything about it. And I got on the news and I saw it on the news, and I called my store manager. He was already on site and said he had gotten the call and gotten out here. By the time he had got here, pretty much it was engulfed in flames.
Not long after, crews were called back because flames rekindled inside the building. The owner tells me that he believes the fire started here inside the shop, and as you can see, there are customer cars that were here at the time of the fire. It was an emotional scene as those car owners came back to the shop. One woman who didn't want to speak on camera says her late husband's truck was inside the store and she had plans to give it to her 15-year-old son. This is surveillance video of the fire from a fitness center across the street. The manager says she can't believe what happened.
It's very sad. They're great people. They have sent us a lot of business across the street. They've offered us discounts on tires. I mean, they're awesome business. I hope the best for them. We're praying for everybody involved.
You know, the store, we opened it in 08, and we put a lot of hours in this store, but yeah, it's a total loss.
Noah says he plans to rebuild.
Jackson State University finds themselves in a place all too familiar with the 32-point loss to Grambling State University. Now, Coach Jackson says he needs his team to be working on offense, defense, and special teams to be better than their 1-4 record.
Every time we got something going or we're moving, we found some kind of way to turn the ball over to do something. It wasn't what they was doing, it was what we were doing to ourselves.
For the third time this season, JSU has given up at least 50 points. Mix that with a couple interceptions, low rushing yards, penalties, and missed opportunities on turnovers, and you get a team that's 1-2 in the SWAC.
We got to sit down and we got to talk about that defense, because like I said, that's a lot of points been given up.
Throughout the course of the game, they was getting the first step on us, and that's something we got to work on is the defense, so we can allow the next team to follow up and do the same thing.
JSU was 53% on third down conversions, which wasn't enough to edge Grambling's defense.
First downs, we were able to get a couple yards, and every time we did that, it was we were converting and taking the ball down the field. When we get a penalty, a blown assignment, bad read, it cost us.
The offense, defense, and special teams don't seem like I can get them all three at one time, so once we can get all three at one time, I think we'd be okay.
JSU will get time to figure some things out heading into a bye week before taking on Alabama A&M.